What is up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. This one isn't going to be as negative or hateful or sour as the last one. This is actually hopefully a fun video for folks. But I do want to take a moment to touch a little bit on some thoughts that are going to be related to this video. You hear a lot of people out there. I feel that this hobby is somewhat segmented into different divisions, and you hear a lot of different things out there, opinions of where the hobby is going to go, or really even what people should be doing in the hobby. And I didn't do many videos last year. In fact, I did a video 1 month ago, December 30th, kind of talking about a change in direction for myself, maybe even for the channel, of sharing collections or things I'm getting into, not necessarily all cards. And it's crazy because what I want to share with you guys today is something that popped up out of nowhere. And some of you may already know what it is, but it's just wild to me, and I'll get into it more here in a bit of why it's crazy that it popped up, especially right after doing that video. And I took, the last year or so to kind of reflect on myself, reflect on the hobby, reflect on what the hobby means and what it should mean to myself. I can't say what it should mean to somebody else. But you hear the battle between flippers or influencers and collectors and everything else, and you'll hear a lot of times if a question's brought up. I seen Dustin Sports Card Dad did, like, I don't know if it was a community post or a short or what it was, a week or so ago, and he said, why are so many content creators, leaving sports cards or whatever? And you seen a couple comments there, but you hear it so often where people say people are only in it for the money, or people are leaving because they can't make money, or people, change because the money isn't there or whatever. And I guess it depends on how you look at or what you mean by the money, because something that reflected upon myself and the loss of interest I had, it wasn't that I didn't like sports cards anymore. It wasn't anything to do with necessarily the money made. But I was realizing that one of the aspects that I did enjoy and that my wife enjoyed was a huge money loss. And it's not fun to spend money knowing that it's not worth what you're paying, right? Like, a thing I was thinking about earlier, and this is going to be a silly analogy, but think about if you go to the store and you get a 16-ounce bag of potato chips, and that bag of potato chips is $1.99 for a 16-ounce bag. And then all of a sudden, an 8-ounce bag, they remove the 16-ounce, they take it and cut it down to an 8-ounce bag, and they change the price to $5.99. So now you're getting half the product for 3 times the price. And not only that, that 8-ounce bag, when you were buying the 16-ounce bag, the chips were nice, they weren't crumbled, they had a very good flavor, they were fresh. Well, now this 8-ounce bag, they're crumbled, they're not seasoned very well, and they seem to be pretty stale, but you're paying more. And that's kind of where the products and stuff in the hobby have felt like. They're giving us way less, and they're printing a ton more, and they just keep raising the prices. So what we are spending our money on isn't worth it. It's just not worth it. And so I made the decision that I wasn't going to worry about all of that anymore. I will stick to a few products that I really enjoy and may open a little bit of it here or there. But furthermore, I'm not going to worry about what others feel like I should collect. It's my collection, and it should mean something to me. It should be enjoyable to me. Now, the video I did a month ago, some people thought that that meant I was out of the hobby or whatever, and it was misinterpreted, I think. The fact is, I would say that maybe I will be more into the hobby, because what this is going to allow me to do is be excited over things that I lost focus on. Some of the players and the teams and things like that that I really, really, really were passionate about before the boom happened, and I let myself, get tangled in that web and get, out of sorts of who I am and what I enjoyed. I'm going to dive back into that. And that's where I had my most fun. I've said it many times before. I just had to let it finally kick my butt and kick in gear. So, what I have actually started doing is changing my entire collection. And things that have a meaning are staying in my collection. Everything else is going. And I am going to be adding pieces of the things that I have the most fun with and the things that I most enjoy. Things that have meaning to me. And it's not about price. The collectors want to say, well, you can't make money. Y'all know me. The players I collect, most of them aren't your top tier players. And so not only can I have fun, but it's going to be the guys that I really am passionate about, and it doesn't require spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I can, have fun and not feel like I am losing money or wasting money. So anyway, just wanted to share my thoughts on that, because I think the perception of this hobby and what it means to be a collector means that you have to do certain things that you should only, you hear the vintage and stuff, and I'll be quite honest with you. I get it for older people because they watched, some of those older players. The only attachment that I feel people my age have to vintage is if they grew up with a family member, like a father or a grandfather, that shared stories and cards, and they have a connection that way. Or, the connection that we had through Beckett and photos. But otherwise, or if you had like a collection handed down to you. But as someone, if it's just an attachment or a nostalgia hit from a Beckett magazine, we didn't see Mickey Mantle. We didn't see Babe Ruth. We didn't see Ty Cobb. And we dang sure didn't open up T206 tobacco boxes, the little cigarette packs and stuff. And me personally, I didn't have a father or a grandfather that was sharing stories of those with me. So the journey and the road that I obtained some of those cards was cool. The stories are there. You can't take the story away. You can't take that feeling away of accomplishing those things. But the attachment wasn't necessarily there. It was like this achievement, give me a trophy, cool, I bought this card, awesome. But at the end of the day, the meaning wasn't necessarily there. So I have been working more and more and more towards getting back to the meaning and the passion and just the fun element. So I want to show you guys some stuff today to kind of explain where this passion comes from. Y'all know I collect Michael Taylor, and you may not have seen these, but I do have a pair. The other one I left back on the shelf. This is a pair of game-used Adidas Michael Taylor cleats. His name is down there in the sole, but it's not going to pick it up. The light's not going to pick it up. But you see the number 3 on the tongue. You see still dirt use on the bottom and everything. And I got these a while ago, a long time ago, and I actually took these to Harrisburg when he was in the minors up there. And that's actually the same game that the bat that hangs on the wall back behind me, that he gave me that bat. So he signed these cleats for me that day and gave me that bat for my birthday. And that was just an awesome experience. But I was already collecting him previous to that whole thing. We had met him at Nats Park. I love outfielders. I'm a huge fan of outfielders. I played outfield when I played baseball. And becoming a Nationals fan in 2017, Taylor was, I seen the grit and the passion from him to continue working on his game even when he was being sent down to the minors, and he wasn't giving up. He knew he belonged to the majors and just kept pushing. And after meeting him and his now wife, and talking, we would talk to her at Harrisburg when we went up there a couple times. They're just awesome people. And, he's now a father, and building a family of his own. And you can just see he's a really good dude. And that's, I'd rather put my money into somebody like that. That's a great person, as well as knowing the work ethic and everything to keep driving to play baseball. So there, I do have a pair of game used cleats. This was purchased at the 2019 wild card game that me and the missus went to, obviously, when the Nationals went on to win the World Series. You notice there it is number 18. And down here you see it has the authentic size 46, the cool base. Somewhere on here I thought it had an MLB authentication tag. I don't know where it went. But anyway, this came from the pro shop. And there's the Nationals patch. But if you notice, it's Taylor at number 18. And you may say to yourself, well, he doesn't wear 18. He was number 3 with the Nationals. And you would be somewhat correct. The reason this jersey is cool is because he wore that in only a couple games. So I know for a fact there's not many of them out there, and to have one in my collection is pretty dang awesome. Here is the only bat card that I am aware of. This is also rookie immaculate. Now, this is not a game used bat knob, but it is, they call it player used. So I don't know if they took him out to a batting cage or what, but it's not game used. I do know that. But still, it's the only bat knob that I am aware of Michael Taylor. And it is obviously a 101 there, rookie immaculate. So that's pretty cool. Go over to here. These are always awesome. Red Ink Heritage. This is another card of his that I really, really like. These red inks are very tough. You see here it was only numbered to 66. And I actually have 66 of 66. So pretty cool there with the red ink. Speaking of reds, now this just came in. So here is a red refractor from the 2014 Bowman Chrome. This one is number 4 of 5. And this is what I was talking about. The other night, I was on eBay, browsing around, and it was crazy that, first of all, that I found this, because I already had 3 of them. I have 1 non-auto, and then 2 of the autos. So I have, 3 of 5, and 1 of 5 in the autos, and obviously the 3 is jersey number. And then I have 5 of 5 and 4 of 5 now on the non-autos. So out of the 10 reds, I own 4 of them. And I will continue to work on picking these up. Now, let's get into what I actually want to share with you guys. And it is still sealed up from authentication, fresh off the truck today. Try to cut all this dang tape off without any injuries. They taped it up really, really good. Let me see how I can get that box open there. I think this side might be the easiest way. But we'll see. Alright, let's see. Did they change these packages? Yeah, they did. So it's a different packaging now. Interesting. It's not the little magnetic closure. Alright, here it is, guys. Many of you know that have been around the channel that I have said, I've even done videos on it. I did a top 5 from each sport video at one time, and I had the 2014 Bowman Chrome Michael Taylor Superfractor as my number 1 card. I will admit I want the auto, but It's crazy to me that I have never seen the autograph. I've never seen the non-autograph. I do a video saying that I just want to get back to what I'm passionate about and what means a lot to me. And I get on eBay and this is sitting there. And you can tell it's recently been graded by the cert number. I do not know if this was recently pulled or if it was like found in a collection in a box or something, and somebody's like, "Oh, it's a super, send it in." I don't know the full history of it, but what I do know is I could not let it get it out of my hands. Like, I had to make a deal on it, and what I paid, it wasn't a ton of money, but it was likely more than 99.9% of people out there would pay for it. But this is a card that I have essentially, chased for 7 years and finally was able to find it. I'm still going to be hunting for the autograph, but I had a crazy idea of something I might could do with it, but I don't know if I'm going to. I thought about it, since I don't know that I'll ever see the auto, having Taylor sign it for me and even personalize it maybe, and then that way I could at least say I accomplished the superfractor auto. But I don't know. I may just keep it just like it is. This is not my first Taylor Super. I do have the Topps Chrome rookie superfractor, and if you notice right there, he is wearing the number 18 like the jersey I showed you, as proof that he did wear 18. It was only for a couple games, but there is a Taylor number 18, and now I do have the supers. There is 2013 superfractors, or one superfractor. He doesn't have an auto in that. I have the White Ice 101 from 2013, but there is a Bowman Chrome Super, and there's also a red that is a 101 from 2013. So there's still things to hunt, but I don't know. This to me is what collecting is about, really. When you sit and reflect on things and just ask yourself what you get the most fun out of, what means the most to you in this hobby. And it's really not about the money. It's about the things it's about that drive, that hunt, the appreciation for certain cards. And, for me, it could be Michael Taylor. For you, it could be, I don't know, somebody completely different. It doesn't have to be Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio. It doesn't have to be like the all-time greats, the legends. It's literally what connects with you. And that's what we all should reflect on. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, valuable player in the world. This hobby should be about fun and what means something to you. So awesome to get this. Super excited. Taking me a long time. It's definitely one of the exciting moments of buying a card and waiting for it to come in, but hunting a card as well. It's still not my best card overall. My best card will always be the one with me, Victor Robles, and my kids. But that one's pretty special, and happy to secure it. So I hope this made sense to you guys. It's just it's a reflection period. There's a lot of money that gets thrown around in this hobby, and most of the time it's on cards that people really, it's for speculation or future values or whatever, and it's not because it actually has a meaning to the person buying it. It's just, it's so much like show off, show and tell and competitiveness and everything else in the hobby. And like, it's cool to collect a player like Taylor. I'm not saying that there's no other collectors out there of him, but I also know that even if there are, the values, he's not like this expensive player, and I can just enjoy collecting him. I don't have to blow a ton of money on it. So I don't know, guys. Hopefully the hobby picks a direction, and I know what path I'm walking on now, and I'm glad to be back on that path because I had veered off of it. And so it feels good to have my boots back on and back on the path that I really enjoy. I hope you guys can find your enjoyment and find your path. But that's all I got for you guys today. Until the next one, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.